All right, welcome to our Monday. This should have been my Monday 10 a.m. class, but things came up and this is now a Monday noon class. So we gather here together to practice some yoga, all from different parts of town. Could be from different parts of the world. I think most of us are local to the studio. And so today I have two affirmations that I chose. Exactly what Jenny was saying, how feeling really grateful for getting outside and doing things without complaining, usually things you don't typically do, like yard work. And I'm very grateful for that, but at the same time, feeling a little bit worried, anxious, there's things coming up. So our cards today are our affirmations. We've got two. One is, I am balanced. I remain upright and steady in body and mind. I am balanced. And the second one is, I am centered. I focus on my breath and stabilize my emotions. And that's our main thing that we're working on today, is feeling centered among everything going on and between everything going on. So focus on your breath and stabilize your emotions. And when we start to focus on our breath and deepen the breath, we start to slow down our thoughts as well. So if we can breathe slower, we can think slower, and then not attached to all of those worries and concerns and all of that. So I am centered. You can bring that affirmation back into your mind every so often, focusing your breath, stabilizing your emotions. We've had quite a bit of some emotional turmoil here with my family members working in the healthcare field and doing everything that they can, and feeling like nobody wants to be around them can be very emotional. And I'm being grateful though for our doctors and nurses, but also that can bring up a lot of emotions if you have members of your family that are out there doing what they can. And so bringing ourselves back to our breath, back to our base, back to the I am of our lives. Just I am, not I am, no labels, just I am. I am. And we can be centered. I am centered. I am here. I am grounded. I am balanced. Okay, so we keep those with us. Let's just start seated. I like to start this way, especially when we're doing video, because then you're able to see me for a little bit longer. And we begin. So my name is Ashley. Welcome to today's yoga practice. I am happy that you're here, and I'm happy that we can still combine as a yoga community in these tough times, even from afar. So let's take a big breath in and reach the hands up. Good, and exhale, bring your hands down into your lap. Just float the hands down. Close your eyes and focus in on that breath. Not trying to change it right now. And not even trying to change our emotions. Emotions are meant to be expressed. It's okay to feel sad, mad, angry, happy, and joyful. Sometimes self-care means screaming into a pillow, and that's okay. So we're allowing our breath to be as it is, our emotions, our mind to be as they are. And let's take deeper breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Softening the shoulders. Filling that belly. Feel yourself balanced from right to left side. Feel your shoulders balanced and equal as they draw down the back of the body. And feel that breath balanced on the inhale and exhale, equal duration. Inhale long, slow. Exhale long and slow. And once again, reach those arms up. Take an inhale to reignite the feeling, sensations in the body. Stay balanced, stay centered. Twist over to the right side. Keeping your left hand on your knee, right hand at the base of the back. Look behind you. Pause for a couple deep breaths. Finding that twist down into the lower belly, the torso, base of the spine. Then inhale on your next one, rise up, reach up. Exhale, twist to the other side, taking a few deep breaths. And back to the center. Inhale, reach up. And reach forward, rounding the back in your cat pose. Exhale, open those arms, reach back, or maybe that's an inhale to cow pose in seated form, cat and cow. And then back and forth, seated cat and cow. And release that, just sitting up tall. Give it a little wiggle. I'm a huge fan of wiggles all the time. Extend the legs out in front of you. Make sure you're sitting at the back of the mat. We're going to do just a little, I don't know what it's called, a little shimmy from the back of the mat to the top of the mat. So your legs extended long. It's a little warm up, and it's great to activate the hamstrings in the legs. And we lean to the side just slightly and inch yourself forward like an inchworm. So you lift, one foot steps forward, lift, lift, lift. And we do this little shimmy. You can get a little more playful at home. And then can you go backwards? And do that one more time, front and back. And back. Back of the mat, feet forward. Reach those arms up. Just a few times. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching towards the toes. You might not touch them, but hands to the sides of the mat. And roll yourself up. And a big arm circle. Arms back. Reach up. Take it forward. Roll yourself up. Big stretch. We do that a few more times, about 3 more times. And once more. And on this last one, we're going to hold in that forward fold. Reach up, not the deepest forward fold of your life, but just a forward fold as you reaching long, then taking the hands anywhere down the sides of the legs. And without moving forward or back, you can shift from side to side, loosening up in those hamstrings and just telling your body, you're safe. I'm balanced. I am centered. And walking those hands up or rolling the hands up, let's now bend the knees. We'll try this transition. Feet go wider. Nah, just kidding. I don't want to try that transition. Cross the ankles. Roll yourself forward to hands and knees. And if we want to stretch out our hamstrings today. One thing that we have to do also, as well as stretching, is heat them up. So you're going to activate through the hamstrings right here. Extend the right leg straight back. I'll do the right leg as well. Right leg goes back. And pause here as you press through the heel. Abs draw in firmly, hands pressing, and you're gazing just beyond the fingertips. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend the knees so your heel goes towards your backside. Inhale, extend. Without moving anything but the knee, exhale, pull it in. It's like a hamstring curl, just without any weight. Extend, inhale. And bring it in, exhale. One more time, extending and pause there. Get heavier in that right hand. Left arm reaches forward. Toes point down. Shoulders draw down the back of the body. Shift forward. Pause. Breathe. Then bend the right knee. Reach back with that left hand. Reach towards the foot. You may or may not find it. You can lift from there or grab the heel or the foot to the ankle and lift as your gaze and your shoulders are turned towards the front of your mat. Good. And release the hand and the foot. Little side to side or circle through the waist just to balance out. Couple of cat and cows perhaps. Movement. Good. So then we take that left leg. You can always make a fist with that right hand. Well, we'll be off the right hand in a moment. So we'll take that left leg straight back. About hip height. Pause. Press. Feel the chest, the belly lift up and in. And even though these are pretty simple movements or poses, a lot can happen if we have the intention towards engaging and strengthening. Finding balance even on hands and knees. There's a little balance element here as you shift from side to side. You'll notice yourself, your fingertips constantly moving to help adjust you to find balance. Take a deep breath in, pressing the heel back, toes down. Exhale. Let's take the heel towards your backside. Long, slow breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend the knee, squeeze. Engage legs, glutes, hips, hamstrings. Inhale, reach the heel back. And one more time, heel in. One more time back. Pause there. Shift your weight onto the left hand, right arm reaching forward. Good. I see some balance here. So your fingertips on the ground. Remain upright and steady in body and mind. So as we work our body, we're also tuning into our breath, our mind, and finding balance and steadiness. Practice of yoga is a practice of life. Bend the left knee 90 degrees. Reach back with the right hand. You may or may not find the foot. Grab the foot. Maybe lift and lengthen. And then let it go. Oops, just kind of fell out of that. Take those knees a little wider and sit in child's pose. Extend the arms. I hope we're doing more child's poses lately. That's one of my hopes anyway. That feeling overwhelmed or coming down or just wanting to get more grounded, come back to child's pose. Even if you just roll out your mat and strike a child's pose, that might be your yoga practice today. Maybe then a cup of tea in a child's pose. Perfect. All right, let's bring it back and head towards downward facing dog. So palms planted, shift forward, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Bend the knees a few times, you'll feel into the calves, the ankles, the hamstrings. And in that down dog, lift your heels extra high, extra high, feet hip distance apart. On the exhale, draw both heels down to the left side, bend the knees in that down dog like you're skiing side to side. Inhale, lift the heels high, tippy toes. Exhale, heels down to the right side, bend the knees, again like you're slalom skiing down a slope. Inhale, lift up, heels up, exhale, heels down to left, bend the knees. Inhale, heels up, last time to the right. Exhale, heels to right, bend the knees. Inhale, heels up high, keep them there. Relax the neck, the head, and then keep the tailbone and the hips lifted as you draw the heels down towards the floor. Nice length through tailbone to heels, crown of the head also to tailbone. Walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. Feet about hip distance, bend the knees, forward fold. Shake out the head, rock from side to side. All right, bend your knees and we'll roll ourselves up slowly. Step to the top of the mat, feet together. Sun salutation. Sun salutation A. So feet together or slightly apart, palms face forward. Take an inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, open the arms, forward fold, diving down. Lengthen your back, hands on the shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down and just step the left foot back into a lunge. Just that left foot. So the right leg is forward and the back knee comes down. Feeling the back left hip flexor. I'm going to do a little flow forward and back. If you have blocks, you can use them, or if you have something else, you are welcome to use them. We're doing from low lunge to half splits. It's a very common back and forth sort of warm-up movement. So you take a deep breath in, hips low, chest forward. Exhale, send the hips back. Flex the foot, press through the heel and fold down. But we go back and forth here. So inhale, shift forward, low lunge, kneeling. Exhale, half splits. And do about 3 more. And we'll shift forward back into that low lunge. Still kneeling, left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up for that twist. Keep the knee down, so we're just focused on a little bit more on the twist than the strength of the legs. Your legs will get stronger, your body will get stronger just by showing up, even for a few minutes today. And then take that right hand back down, maybe forward and down. Straighten the front leg again, half splits, pause here. Hold it, fold it down. Maybe walking the hands farther forward. Forehead closer to the toes. And shift forward back to your low lunge. Tuck the back toes under. Step your right foot back to a plank. And notice the strength you've got in plank pose. And, right side compared to left feels a little different. We'll even that out very soon. So shift forward onto the tippy toes, either from the knees or your toes, lower to your belly. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze them together, and lift the heart to little cobras, or peeling open, peeling lifted in that heart and gaze. Hands are light. And then back down. And we do it a couple times. Inhale, lift up, just the upper body. Press into the tops of the feet, knees, lift, quads engage. Lower down. One more time, lift. Maybe a little more press into the hands. And lower down. Send your body back to child's pose. Hands and knees. And sit back. And back to downward facing dog. Shift forward, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. We'll take that right leg forward again, just like we did to get back to this pose. So the right leg lifts up, same leg, step between the hands. You might have a little journey to get there. You might help that leg up. Crescent lunge, just one time. Back knee stays lifted, rise up, crescent lunge. Soft shoulders, bend to the right knee, and then back down. Hands to the floor, step forward into your forward fold. Hang out here. Give your legs a little hug. You might hug the calves or the knees, even if they're bent, and snuggle that belly close to the thighs. Bend the knees, and we're going to roll ourselves up again, rising up to the top of the mat. For the other side. Inhale, reach those arms up, standing tall. Exhale, open those arms and fold forward. Half lift, inhale. Step the right foot back, other foot steps way back. Knee comes down. You might have some blocks here or no blocks. So let's keep those hips lower than the shoulders. Chest lifted. You can flatten the feet or tuck the toes under. That doesn't matter too much right here. So find some length on an inhale, back and forth from low lunge to half splits. Exhale, send the hips back, straight leg. Inhale forward. Exhale, sit back. We do 5, so 3 more. Back to the front, holding here in this lunge, kneeling. Right hand stays down next to the foot. Left arm reaches up, twist it. Good, and lower that left hand back down towards the floor. Straighten the left leg one more time as you sit back. Half splits. You might walk the hands just a little farther forward, beyond the heel. More length through the neck, the head, reaching forward. The breath steady and smooth. And let's take it forward again, back to our lunge. Plant the hands down, step back, plank pose. Find a little strength here. Point the elbows to the back of the room so the elbow pits are facing forward. And then from those knees to the toes, try this. Hug the elbows to the rib cage as you lower to the ground. Everything touches down at the same time. We're activating the back, so we're gonna lift to baby cobra, squeeze the shoulders, lower back down. Again, lift, maybe a bigger cobra, and back down. Inhale, lift a bigger cobra. I've been really liking a little back activation to bending forward so often and outside doing the garden stuff. So lower back down. And press back child's pose. Pressing the hands, feel the triceps come alive as you lift up and sit back. Here, let's lift forward again. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips, down dog. A few petals of the feet. Then we lift the left leg behind you so that we step it forward. Bend the left knee, step between the hands, shift your body forward, it helps. Step, crescent lunge, one time in a high crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale, softness, strengthen the legs, strengthen the body and mind. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Step forward, forward fold. Take a half lift and fold down again, hugging those knees, folding forward. This is such a great pose just to relax the body, massaging the nervous system or getting sort of everything just kind of fleshed out, detoxifying body and mind. It's allowing us to find some calm and find some creativity. Shake out the head. All right, bend your knees and roll yourself up. We've got a balance pose. So I am balanced. What would our class be without a little bit of balance and balance poses? So we're just going to lift the right knee up off of the ground. So you lift the right leg, left leg stays stable, flex the right foot, and bring it up. You might have your hands helping your knee come up, or you might leave them by your side or on your hips. So your right leg is up. Let's try extending it forward. And lately, we've been dealing with a lot of transitions in our life and changes in our everyday just structure. Some good, some, well, not good or bad. They just are. And so we're going to transition from extended leg forward to warrior three a few times back and forth with a flow. So we go with the flow. So the right leg swings back. Don't let it touch the ground. Extend it back. Open those arms. And then again, lift back up. Use the strength of that left leg, hamstring and glutes, to extend the leg forward. Keep the core locked in, abs in, and we'll do that a few more times. It's not breath with movement, so it's not an inhale, warrior three, exhale, standing. It's just breathing as you move. So you are steady and strong, you're balanced and centered. Use your breath to stabilize you and find balance in uncertain times. Can we pause in warrior three? Extend the leg back, wrists leading the way up. You might have a wall next to you. Cool. And then hands come down to the floor. Lengthen that right leg. Standing splits. Right leg is up. Fold it down. Then release both feet down to the floor. Nice. Good job. Left leg. Stabilizing us, making us stronger. And then roll yourself back up to standing. I'm going to do the other side. So now you know what's coming. Just do the other side. So at first, right leg down, left knee lifts. You can hug the knee in, get strong and rooted, stable through this right side. Hip over the ankle, shoulder over hip. Anyone else on carpet? Yeah, I am right now. A little bit more challenging. Then extend the leg forward, and your leg might, just be above the floor, or it can be lifted a little higher. Depends on your body, where you're at today. And then that back and forth. Let's try it. Left leg slowly moving back. Notice every movement that happens, every muscle that starts to activate. And then find a good spot, before that left hip starts to open, and we'll go back up to that standing leg lift, upright. A lot of core strength happening to stabilize you and help you in this movement. So keep it up. Keep breathing. And one more time, head back to warrior three and pause here. So you pause in this, open the arms, extend and reach, squeeze the shoulder blades, crown of the head reaching forward, and hands then down to the floor, standing splits. Take that left leg back to meet the right, down on the floor. Feet go a little bit wider. Bend the knees a couple times. And then bend the knees a lot as your toes turn out, heels in, squat. Palms to your heart, hands to heart, elbows pressed to the thighs. Yogi squat. Find that steady breath, come back to it. And then reaching forward, either reaching forward, rounding the back, or using your hands to help sit you down. Sit down. Legs out in front of you. We're going to do another hip opening pose, and we've got two options. First one is a kneeling pigeon pose. We'll come to it from sitting. And second one is that figure four. So we can go to figure four pose with the right knee bent, or grab onto that right ankle, pull it underneath, and left leg swings around. Roll onto that left hip and quad. Turn the body towards the right leg, just over the shin. Lengthen to the back, lift, open up the heart, and fold forward. So we've got those few options. Pigeon pose. If you can rest your forehead on the floor or on stacked fists. That's a good place for them. And soften that place between the eyebrows, in your jaw, your shoulders. What more can you soften here? All right, rise up just in the upper body. And you're welcome to stay in that variation, but I want to give you one more little option. So you're going to take that heel and heel toe it a little bit more forward. So you've got this 90-degree bend. You might lean over to the right a little bit more, but just see what happens, what the difference it creates. Try your best, do your best to square it up and just upright. So we're not going to lean forward. I mean, if you wanted to, you could go a little bit forward. We've got more or less bend in that knee. It's going to create a little more intensity. So just sitting up tall and focusing on that left hip going downward. And then last thing we could do, and again, stay here or a folded pigeon pose, straighten the front leg. Roll up into your splits. Whew. Or partial splits. I'm not quite there. It's available to you. If it is, it is. If it's not, no big deal. All right, so let's re-bend that right knee a little bit more to help our left leg come around. And keep the right knee bent. Left leg is forward. We'll add a little twist. We're going over to the left side. Reach that right arm up, elbow to your knee or hug the knee, and twist over to the left side, look back. And then back to the center, back to where we came from. Untuck the legs and bring the legs out in front of you. So now it's the left ankle, left knee going underneath, and you are welcome to stay in a seated version right here, figure 4, or take the leg underneath the knee, the ankle under the knee. Right leg goes around, extend it back, bend that left knee as much as is comfortable for you right now. And then fold it down. This side to me is a little bit more flexible, so easier to make my way down towards the floor. Notice that from side to side, but don't try to change it. Just allow that and allow the breath. I am balanced. I am centered. Can you find balance here from both sides physically? The weight of the body centered to the middle. And then lift back up, just in the upper body. And take the ankle more in line with the left knee. So bring the foot a little more forward. And roll onto the right side or see what happens. You maybe can't get over there without lifting up the left side. So we'll be leaning to the left side a little. So upright, you can take the hands and walk them back. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Lengthen through that back leg. Right. And either staying there, or maybe you tried it on the other side, want to do it on this side. Straighten the left leg out in front of you, leaning to the left, then rolling towards the center. Splits. Hanumanasana. Or 3/4 or half. It's a little bit longer though than those half splits. And then sit back onto the left side, bend the left knee more, so re-bend a lot. Right leg comes around, place it on the floor, right foot on the floor. Left arm reaches up and twist over to that right side, look over right shoulder. Sit up just a little taller. Exhale a little deeper. And then unwind. Take both feet out in front of you. Knees open, feet together, bound ankle. So scoot yourself forward. You can hold on to those feet. Deep breath in. Exhale, press the elbows to the thighs as you lean forward. A lot more lower body in this practice. Kind of liking that. So thank you for that recommendation. And then round the back a little bit here, like you're trying to get your nose to touch your toes. Create more space through the back. All right, lift back up. One more, and we'll take the legs wide. One more seated pose before coming down to our back. So take those legs wide, and they can be as wide as you like. I've got about 90 degrees. I can go wider than that, but then I'm getting into inner thighs. And for me, I want to feel the hamstrings, so a little bit closer. So we breathe in, lifting. Exhale, walk it forward. Flex through the feet so the toes are lifted. Toes are lifted. Press through the heels and send the knees down towards the floor. Okay, walk the hands back up. Take the knees bent, feet together, feet to the top of the mat. Give yourself a roll down. Roll it on down to the bottom. To your back. Hug the knees in when you get there. And rock from side to side. Place your feet down about hip distance, preparing for bridge pose. Palms down by your heels. Lift the hips. Squeeze the shoulders together. And open up in the front of the body. Activate the back, the hamstrings, low back and glutes. Then slowly lower back down. Take those legs straight up. Legs will go straight up, and you can stay in this version or take a block or your hands underneath, or blanket underneath your hips to give you that little bit more inversion where the hips are above the shoulders, even just slightly. If shoulder stand is in your typical home practice, you are welcome to take that, but please be very careful and mindful of how your body's feeling today. Shoulder stand, you would take the elbows and press down into the floor, lift the hips and hands to low or mid back as your gaze stays up to the toes and you lengthen the legs towards the sky. I'm going to stay in our legs up the wall pose today. And from either shoulder stand or legs up the wall, you can stay or take those feet behind you for plow pose. Hips up, hands on low back for support. Again, being mindful of the neck and the back, making sure nothing is causing any sharp pain. Little discomfort's fine, but no pain. There's no gain when we have pain, not in yoga. Bend the knees wherever they are, around the ears or towards your chest. And slowly roll yourself down. Then one more thing we're going to do, as you roll down, as you extend the legs, left leg extends, right knee hugs in. And we'll take that right leg across the body. You can take it as straight or as bent as you'd like. So if you straighten it, you'll feel more of the IT band, outer hip. The bent knee is more for that passive, nice twist. So straight leg or bent knee, twist, right leg across over towards the left side. And bring that right side, right leg back up to the top. Give it a little squeeze in, hug the knee, and switch sides. Left knee hugs in. And then take that left leg over to the other side, across the body into your twist. Bent or straight leg, or maybe a little bit of both. Then let's take that left leg back to the top, give it that squeeze, reset the knee and the hip. And then both knees in, nice squeeze, and you can grab the feet too if you'd like to, happy baby pose. And at this point, if there's any last minute poses you would like to do before we lie back for Shavasana, which I hope you all join, then please take any movements, poses, all of that right here. And then finding your way into your version of Shavasana or meditation or relaxation. So I'll be here about 4 or 5 minutes, or just a few minutes, and focusing back to our main positive intention and affirmation of I am centered. I focus on my breath and stabilize my emotions. So here, can you focus a bit more on the breath, more than you were before? Maybe feeling your belly with your hands, noticing the cool air on the tip of the nose as you inhale, and the warmth on the nose as you exhale. Notice the sounds of your breath. The smells, the taste. The feeling of a full, deep breath. Every exhale, feeling your body melt, surrender, let go. Every inhale for revitalization, energy, and positivity. All right, let's start to wiggle our fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in and out. Reach your hands overhead, long stretch. And then roll onto your side, bending those knees. Get comfy for a minute. Okay, maybe like a breath. And then press yourself back up to a seated pose. Centered and balanced. That's how we're going to leave today, and hopefully we take those positive affirmations in with us the remainder of your life, but hopefully just today. Come back to them every so often. All right, so take a deep breath in, reach up, gather in the centeredness, the balanced, and bring it down to your heart. One more inhale. And let it go. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining in this Monday virtual yoga class. I hope to see you again very soon. Namaste.